Hello, this is Sprint 5 and I'm Michael Williams, and so for optimizing the critters, as you can see, my updates are pretty empty, so that's pretty optimized. I use creative use of alarms, like the fleet of text sets an alarm for how long it takes to fall and then kills itself. Scorpion kind of keeps resetting it. Not Scorpion. Scorpion goes all the way across the screen. It figures out that and kills itself. There's a small update. Spider figures, like, every time it's going left or right, it resets it for that distance. But it has like two different alarms for readjusting its up and down erratic movement. One alarm is like the random one, and the other one's more of a, this is the guaranteed. I'm gonna definitely change direction when I hit like the zone min and max. I implemented a score manager. It has a little set score call that anything can call. I put all the calls inside of like I think I put it in the recycle. They are there though. Anyway, they basically they just send in their own enum, so they can just make it nice and simple, and then it adds the score accordingly. And then here, the score is set to the address of either the P1 or the P2 score, so I don't have to copy a bunch of code. And I just reference and do all that. And then high score updates based on this. This will be improved with a text file, so it's more permanent. I now use a wave manager to set up everything. So the wave manager, it's a whole bunch of stuff, but basically it gets access to all enemy factory, a spawn manager, which I created too, and the mushroom factory, and then it's going to read wave info. Right now it's all hard set, but I kind of have an idea of the format of the text file and how that's going to work out. But for right now I have two waves, and one has the scorpion off and the other one has it on, and then I adjust the centipede length and heads accordingly. After doing that, it does start wave, which then goes through a whole bunch of stuff and checks accordingly to set up the wave, and it basically starts setting off all the spawn alarms in my spawn manager accordingly. The spawn manager is basically just alarms, so that I'm not doing constant checks for when I need to spawn stuff, and then the appropriate places call these alarms when necessary. The spider calls it when he dies, the scorpion calls it when he dies, and it's still supposed to be spawning scorpions. And the flea is only called by the mushroom factory, because that controls how many mushrooms are on the field, and since he's dependent on that, that made the most sense to me, since he's kind of like interacting with it. So here's what it looks like. Two heads this time and a shorter body. And there's the scorpion spawning. I need to adjust his height, but I mean his spawn range, but you get the idea. Okay, and that's Sprint 5.